Alrighty, folks. So we had a red day in the stock market today. One of those days we had the S&P 500 go down 0.5%. The Dow went down 0.4. We had the Russell lead the losses down 1% as the Nasdaq went down 0.7, and we had the VIX up almost 3% on the day. So in this video, we're going to break down stocks, the markets. We're going to break down charts, and of course, we're going to cover some earnings because we had CrowdStrike, Salesforce, Chewy, Nordstrom, and a couple other companies report. So yeah, let's dive into the video. And by the way, if you guys have not gone up to 16 stocks yet for Moomoo, what are you waiting for? Use that link down below or go to StasSurfAs.com/Moomoo. Open up an account. You get one free share of stock right off the bat. Fund your account with the $100. You get 5 more stocks, and fund your account with at least $1,000, guys. You get 10 more stocks, totaling 16 free stocks. So if you want some free money and you want to help out the channel, use that link down below. And now let's get into it. So again, red day all across the board, and this is after the markets just hit a high, at least the S&P and the Nasdaq here on the 4-hour time frame. You guys can see on SPY, we hit, I believe that was yesterday, right? Yeah, yesterday we hit almost $423, which again is a high on this 4-hour chart. And today we pulled back and gave back pretty much all the gain from yesterday, but we are still above the 50 SMA on this 4-hour chart. And you guys can see we held above 417, which has been resistance for months. So the fact that we did that, even though we went down 0.5%, that's a really good sign overall for the bulls. And on Triple Q, we did the same thing pretty much. We hit a high yesterday of 355, and mind you, I think this is still overbought. I feel like this could come down even more, but we sold off around 0.5% on Triple Q today, and you guys can see we're giving back pretty much all the gains from yesterday, and now we're eating into the gains from, I believe that was on Friday, right? Yeah, Friday was a crazy green day for the Nasdaq, so this could come down even more, arguably down to 340, 342, right around the 50 SMA. That'd be a healthy spot, at least in my opinion, for this to come down to. So that is what's going on in a nutshell in 90 seconds, 60 seconds, however long that was, right, guys? And we had the Russell lead the losses. You can see here down 1%. Now it's still trading in this range between 1,700 to about 1,800. It's been in this range for a couple months at this point, and we have the Dow clearly struggling to break out of this downtrend. This has been making lower highs for quite some months as well. So that's a quick rundown here on these markets, guys. And let me actually pull up CrowdStrike because they just reported earnings, and I actually didn't look at these numbers yet. So let me get a quick live reaction. Holy crap, look at that, guys. Oh man, so CrowdStrike closed at $160 today, and it went up around 1%, so nothing crazy. But now after the bell, it is down a whopping $17, down 11% after the bell. And before we even look at these numbers, guys, this is a perfect example of a stock taking the stairs up and the elevator down. You guys have heard that saying. I didn't come up with that saying, but we've talked about it time and time again here on the channel, right? So stairs up, elevator down, and this is another great example. And again, this is before me even looking at the numbers, but this is a great example of a company, or a stock rather, that maybe got too far ahead of itself before earnings, and earnings weren't that great, and then boom, it's starting to sell off. So let's actually take a look at what the numbers came in at here on CrowdStrike CRWD. So they did 57 cents EPS, which beat the 51 cents. All right, that beat. And they beat on revenue, 692.58 million, which beat the 677.37. So they beat EPS and they beat on revenue. And it looks like here they see full year revenue of $3 billion to $3.04 billion. Not bad. And let me see here. They see what's cash at. Cash equivalents, and short-term investments was roughly $2.93 billion as of April 30th. And Q2 revenue, so what's causing this stock to come down? Q2 revenue, $717 to $727 million versus the $718 million expected. All right, so that beat. That's the guidance for their Q2 revenue. And they see Q2 EPS of 54 cents to 57 cents versus the 54-cent expected. So guidance is not bad. Pretty good there. They beat EPS, beat on revenue, and we can see here what's the full year. So they see full year EPS of 232 to 243 versus the 232 expected, and they see full year 24 revenue of 3 to 3.03 billion, like I said, versus the 3 billion expected. So I'm not gonna lie, guys, I don't know exactly why. I mean, there's nothing out of what we just talked about that kind of points to why the stock could be going down, but maybe the earnings just weren't as good as expected, or maybe, you know, the markets were pricing in a bigger guidance beat, maybe a bigger beat on EPS, bigger beat on revenue. I don't know. But either way, we are down now even more than $17. Now we're down close to $20 after the bell, or around 12%. So CrowdStrike at this point, guys, to be honest, is still looking pretty good. The bulls are still in charge, I'd argue. You know, we're still holding above 140 as of now, which was resistance all throughout the end of March heading into April. And you guys can see, yes, we broke under the 50 SMA, but we're still above the 180 SMA here on the 4-hour chart, which you guys can see is right here. So if we do get some buyers to come in, guys, maybe as the dust settles, this could be a nice, relief rally type play. And the earnings call is probably right now, so maybe something comes out which fluctuates the stock even more. Time will tell. But overall, guys, that's what happened with CrowdStrike, and I'm looking at it here on the drop. The next stock here that we have to go over is CRM, which is Salesforce. It looks like, oh my goodness, so they closed at 223. They went up 2% on the day. Okay, and after the bell, initially they shot to 231, down to 211, then it popped to around 220, and that's where we are now. Actually, no, now we're at 217.16, so we are down around 3, almost 4% here after the bell. And again, we hit a low of 211, at least that's the low as of now on the intraday here. So CRM is moving all over the place, guys. So it looks like they did $1.69 EPS, and that's adjusted EPS, which beat the $1.61, and revenue also beat $8.25 billion versus $8.18 billion expected. So double beat there for Salesforce, and they see Q2 24 revenue of $8.51 to about $8.53 versus $8.49 billion. All right, not bad. And it looks like here they raised their guidance, which is always great, and that's probably what caused that initial spike to 231. And let me see what else. It looks like they see now Q2 adjusted EPS of $1.89 to $1.90. That's above the $1.70 expected, so that's great. And let me see, anything else here? Anything else? Full year revenue at $34.5 to $34.7 billion versus the $34.65 billion expected, so pretty much right in line. So Salesforce, guys, did pretty well. Pretty impressive guidance raise there, EPS, revenue, all that good stuff. And this is one that kind of like CrowdStrike ran a lot into earnings. And year to date, I believe this stock is up like 80%, something like that. Let me see here. More like 70%. Either way, it's up a lot into heading into the earnings, and now we're selling off a little bit. And even with the sell-off, we're still holding trend. We're above the 50 SMA, and if that breaks, even if we come down to 200, we're still going to be holding that 180 SMA. The uptrend is still going to be holding. All right, so the next one I want to go over is Chewy, ticker symbol CHWY. Let me pull it up and see what's going on here. So this company has gotten destroyed. Unlike, CrowdStrike and CRM, heading into this earnings, guys, Chewy, they've not been doing well. Today, the stock went down 2.3%, and year-to-date, it's down something like, look at where it was back in January, February, guys, $52 a share. Now we're under $30. Well, actually, not anymore. We just reported earnings, and now we're over $30, but we closed under $30 today, and here after the bell, you guys can see, Chewy is up a whopping 14%. So let me see what they ended up reporting. They did EPS, let me see here. Did they report a surprise profit? Maybe. EPS came in at 20 cents, which is up from 4 cents last year, so that's a big jump, about a 5x in EPS from last year. And sales beat $2.78 billion versus $2.73 billion expected, so they beat on sales. Not sure what the EPS estimate was, but either way, that's good. And we can see on an adjusted, or actually that was an adjusted basis, 20 cents. Okay, so we can see anything on guidance, not seeing anything on guidance, but either way, we're shooting up 14% after the bell. You can't complain. And now on the 4-hour time frame, guys, we're finally starting to test the 180 SMA right around $33, which, mind you, we have struggled to break out of that for months. This has been struggling to break out, and if we do take out $35, guys, this could really start to turn. So I'm going to set my alert now at $35. Mark is at or above, and we'll see where it goes from there. Let's see. I think JWN reported today as well. That's Nordstrom. Let me pull it up and see. Yeah, they're up a good chunk after the bell right now. Look at that, guys. So this closed at $15.30. It went down 6% on the day, and now after the bell, we've recovered all that loss. and some. Now we're up 9% after the bell, trading at about $16.70. So Nordstrom ended up doing 7 cents in EPS, which beat the negative 8 cents. So maybe a surprise profit. Yeah, surprise profit there. And total revenues came in at $3.18 billion. Not sure what the estimate was on that. And it seems like here they see full year 24 adjusted EPS of $1.80 to $2.20 versus the $1.88 expected, which is great. And let me see, declining sales. Yeah, year over year, their sales have to be awful. I'm not exactly sure what that number is, but, well, actually, I don't want to say that for sure because I don't know. But it seems like here, if I remember correctly, looking at their EPS expectations from the video we did on Sunday, let me actually pull up those notes. I think I still have those notes on here. Give me a second, guys. Let me see here. JWN, yeah, their revenue was expected to be down 12-13%. So, yeah, 12-13% drop in revenue for them. And let me see the chart here on the 4-hour time frame. Is it looking decent? Yeah, I mean, it's now breaking out of the moving averages for the first time in a couple of weeks, probably a couple of months. And we do have kind of an inverse head and shoulders, and maybe not really. But either way, now we're at a multi-week high. The next main resistance I'm looking at is at about 1750 to about 1775, which is right by the highs from the middle of April, and that's where my alert's at. So even though it's up now, it's breaking out a little bit after the bell. I'm personally going to wait and see if it could break out of 1775, and we'll see where it goes from there. So those are, I believe, all the companies that reported earnings today. Of course, we have a couple other ones tomorrow and on Friday, or actually maybe not on Friday. Either way, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button if you guys want to see more content like this and you want to see breakdowns of other earnings and charts coming up. So now let's do a quick breakdown on SOFI. Well, not a full breakdown. We did a whole video on it yesterday and today. But SOFI keeps on going up, guys. And I think when I made that video earlier, it was up 11-12%. And we just kept on running all day on the anticipation now to see if this debt ceiling package goes through and we actually get student loans to unfreeze, essentially, which they've been frozen these payments since for what, 3 years now. And SoFi has been creeping up on this news, more than just creeping up. So yeah, that could happen as soon as August 29th, or by August 29th they could unfreeze these payments. So yeah, student loans, yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to start paying them again, guys. So yeah, with that news, SoFi is on fire, and I believe we did call this ascending triangle out in my last video on SoFi, and that ended up playing out. You guys can see we ended up running into close. If I pull the 5-day up, or maybe the intraday up again, you'll be able to see we broke out of 680, ran to about $7, and we held pretty much $7 for the rest of the day. And after the bell, we hit 703, which is really bullish overall here for SoFi. So on the 4-hour chart, though, guys, yes, it's very overbought, so keep that in mind. And if this debt ceiling package, somehow gets pushed down the line a little bit more, and not to freak you guys out, but in the short term, this could kind of be a buy the rumor, sell the news type of event, if you guys know what I mean. It's a lot of people are buying the hype around, maybe student loan repayments or student loan payments being, unfrozen. What if that doesn't happen? Maybe it gets pushed down a little bit more. I don't know. But at this point, it's running, and we have to see what happens. But in my opinion, you got to be very cautious and careful with what's going on right now, because this is moving on news. And if things turn left, if things get, sour, I don't know what's going to happen, but this could turn down and not erase all the gains, but it could see a sizable pullback, guys. So keep that in mind on SoFi. And Roblox is looking pretty decent as well right now. We have an inverse head and shoulders. This stock went up around 6% today. And you guys can see now starting to break out of the moving averages, which is great. And we're approaching the highs from the middle of May, being about 42, 42.50. So I'm going to set my alert now at 42.50 and see where it goes from there. If it does, break out of that point, we can start making a move towards 47, 48. That's where the right shoulder could complete here on Roblox. RBLX is the ticker. So, yeah, guys, with that being said, those are a couple of stocks I'm looking at right now. Some reported, some didn't. And, yeah, it was one of those days in the markets. Let me actually do one more here. Let me pull up Intel. Intel has been creeping up. I'm not sure if you guys have seen, but today it went up another 5% on the day. Unbelievable. It broke back over $30. I think that was, that was today. And now we're taking out the move moving averages, and we're pretty much taken out, or not taken out, but approaching the highs from the end of March, early April, mid-April. So this looks like it, it got beaten down for a couple of weeks, more like 2 months, and now it's finally starting to reverse again, guys. So keep your eyes on Intel and all the other ones that we named today. And with that being said, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe. Don't forget to get up to 16 stocks for Moomoo, each up to $2,000 by opening up an account using that link down below. You get 1 free share right off the bat. Fund your account with the $100, you get 5 more stocks, and fund your account with at least $1,000, guys. You get 10 more stocks, totaling 16 free stocks. And if you want 12 more stocks from Webull, they're linked down below, and you might as well check out my Patreon as well. And with that being said, cheers, guys. I'll catch you in the next video.